All right, 8 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order on this, whatever today is, July 25. We have a quorum, so I won't go through who's on. Joe, did we have any comments from?
No public comments.
All right, thank you. And then the minutes. Everyone have a chance to see them? Did you? Joe is a little interested that Tom set the grammar police role today, and we felt a little. You felt a little in love that you didn't weigh in on dangling participles.
Unfortunately, was way.
Okay.
Hard to.
So we're just going to keep those participles are just going to keep dangling as far as you're
They did
concerned.
only drop last night. So we gotta work on that excuse.
Yeah, but I wasn't here, so I can't.
Oh, last night. Oh,
I wasn't here. No, I wasn't.
The last meeting.
The last meeting.
I was up till 2 a.m. reading these stuff.
And without Penny here, I know Penny's going to show because I saw her last night. So I feel a little. It's a bold step to approve the minutes without Penny here, but we're just going to have to do it.
Well, you can do it subject to her approval when she gets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But as far as, was there any comments on the minutes from anyone else? All right, motion to approve.
Move it.
Tom, I'll
Thank
second.
you.
I'll approve. Thank you. All good. All right. Where do we want to start the update, Joe?
So we'll turn it over to Turner. Ty is not in today.
Yep.
We'll turn it over to Turner in the field.
Good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Great. All right, so what we do is normally what we'll do is we'll run it down like we do the usual. We'll try to give an update of where we are. What you're looking at right now, oh, hold on, Larry's getting the photos up and running, so give us one moment. He's linking in.
Can everybody see the pictures?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good, great, thank you. All right, so working from the top down, what we're looking at here is the forensic lab. This is the millwork that has come in. We're ready for the countertop, which is the epoxy top that's coming sometime later, earlier in the month, in about a week and a half. You also see in the background there, those are the lockers for the detectives area there as well. So we're progressing. Ceiling tiles are ceiling grid is up. Sprinkler heads are dropped in. Light fixtures are set. And we're starting the next round of finished work as we start working around the floor. Continuing on, as again you can see, this is one of the upstairs upper level, one of the multi-purpose conference rooms. Again, ceiling tiles are in, the cassettes are mounted, insulation on the pipes. We're getting ready for an above ceiling inspection sometime in the next week or so. We just want to make sure we're buttoning up all the little bits and pieces there and giving the commissioning agent and all the engineers the ability to take a look. We're putting plugs in so we can start testing and ringing out our circuits for continuity and the like. So we're in good shape upstairs. Continuing on down to the this is the main level. We're looking at the EOC room. Again, just that's the TV room, the TV wall there that you see where we're waiting for some of the little input from the AV team. Ceilings are up. Again, we're in good shape down there more. We're just finishing up tying in all the HVAC systems above ceiling. A couple little bit more of the security and low voltage happening above ceiling, but certainly we're in good shape in the forward motion downstairs on the main level. And this next photo is just looking at it's a little unique photo. Just it's the front entrance. So what you see there is the entrance to the dispatch opening right there. To the left and right are the display boards and the TVs. Certainly this is looking from the front door in. So we're in process of starting to button up above the ceiling so we can start the hard ceilings, which are the sheetrock ceilings down there. Other than that, we're rolling on down to the lower level. It's a confusing picture, but it tells a story. This is the lower level where we've solidified the routing of the MEPs downstairs because of the concerns and the structural integrity of the building and all of the requirements that get the MEPs out of the boiler room, which you can see in the background with the electrical panels back there. We are reconfiguring some of the walls down there which will give us the ability to route the MEPs from the boiler room out to the new structure, as well as fixing some of the existing angles and penetrated, peppered structure above. So we're doing two things at once. We're repairing and correcting. So that's the shoring you see there. And then what you see here is looking south on the lower level, just outside of the fitness room. There you'll see the lines on the floor. That's where we're going to reroute the electrical conduits underground because of the challenges we had with the structure and running things overhead. So we're saw cutting that all out today and tomorrow, and are looking to start installing those conduits underground on Monday as we clean up the demolished walls that you saw in the earlier photo.
Do you want to go into more detail on that now or later on the report? I see we got some.
Which is that? That's for the MEP rerouting?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could touch base on that right now while we're here. We could talk about it. So Larry has gathered all of the mechanical trades. We've pondered all of the requirements based on the structure, based on the mechanical restrictions, based on the routing that we need to take, the size of all of the conduits and the pipes and the heating and cooling and waste lines, et cetera, some duct work. We've worked with the design team on managing what is needed, some reconfiguration of some of the above ceiling items, and we've established these parameters to work around. Now that we've established the parameters, Larry took all the design, all of the MEP trade contractors and coordinated that area down there. So we went back down.
We tried to limit the penetrate to that wall that we just we shown that was demo, where it was structural wall and it was previously there was a lot of holes in there, a lot of penetrations, and we tried to repair that, as well as get this new route into it, and then limit the penetration through, as there was a concern, a slight concern from the structural engineer that wants to be a little more conservative on supporting the existing wall, because it's a bearing structural wall above two floors above.
Right.
So that effort was completed last week, and now we are implementing the plan. There's going to be some slight architectural changes, which I work with Brian and his team to finalize that part of it. But the majority of the route we are moving forward with this new approach to limit the structural concern on the existing building.
How is that change impacting the budget, if at all?
Currently, we have put in since last couple project I have put in I think last couple of meetings I put in a estimating of $95,000 in the PCO lock, which had it before previously. So it didn't move. I think that cost pretty conservative. We probably going to work within that $95,000 as we're estimating.
Okay.
All right. So does that answer the questions, Bill, that we were looking at?
I had an additional question, which
Sure.
is, where you're showing that it dug out there, is that where the conduit's going to go in, or where you're digging out, or is it going to be in where the door is?
They're going to go underneath the door to the right, which is
It's in the PBA
right.
office.
The PBA office is there, which is the back side of the or the north side of the fitness room. It's going to come through the door, which again is structurally appropriate. So we're going to be underground, coming through the door opening, continuing underground where you see those pink lines. We're going to saw cut that out and bury those conduits there.
And then we'll go up.
And then we're going to go up in the wall behind the showers in the women's shower, and appropriately be able to distribute from there without interrupting the structural integrity of the walls.
So what are the architectural changes?
There's also HVAC.
Architecturally, to accommodate some of these plumbing lines and mechanical lines, we might have to fur out the corridor walls in a couple locations. Where the conduits are going back in behind the female shower area, we're gonna add a door so we can have future access to those conduits.
Did you say fur out? I didn't get that.
Fur out the wall.
What does that mean?
That means pad it out,
Widen the wall?
widen the wall,
I see.
reduce the corridor width.
But by 3, 4, 4, 5 inches,
That's not, there's no code issues with that.
No, no.
How long is this gonna delay the project at all, or no? Is this gonna result in any kind of backup?
that's what we're looking at right now. Most likely, I think we're gonna be able to work it within the existing schedule. We're actually, I'm meeting with my scheduling team later this morning. Yeah, we think we should be able to absorb some of this within the schedule, yes.
So in
All
the, so are we taking out the door, one of the two doors in the workout room now?
At
or
first,
not?
we thought we were going to have to reduce that down to one door, but with the coordination that the contractors have done, we're able to save that door, the second door.
Oh, great. Thank you.
And they're all in, it's a pretty good solution. You guys worked very hard to come up with it. It's much appreciated.
Well,
Yeah.
every building's gonna have its challenge, and this floor has been the challenge. Those corridor walls are not just supporting the joists that you see in the picture, but they're also supporting continuing up to the main floor and the upper floor. All of those walls align all the way through, so this is the lowest floor supporting 2 floors above. So that's why the structural engineer came and was pretty alarmed at the renovations that were done previously that seemed to disregard this wall. And there were a lot of holes and penetrations, and understanding that that's the wall that supports the rest of the structure. He wanted us to not only go back and patch back the earlier damage, but he wanted us to limit any new penetrations. And we had a lot of penetrations going through there. Electrical conduits, you see the width of the conduit path, that those are multiple conduits that were going to be going through that bearing wall. And we didn't have the right support to go back, or we were losing ceiling height and our ceilings were dropping too low. We had to get under a bearing plate on that wall. So to save the ceiling heights, we had to minimize openings or go under. And this is a result of the electrical going under. Everything else is going to go above, but we've also eliminated the numbers of penetrations with some redesign.
So basically, and you probably said this before and I didn't get it, you're solving the problem by going under that wall completely?
For the electrical, we are going under that wall, yes.
And so you didn't have to put it in a beam anywhere?
We did not.
Okay.
We're using some existing door openings, like they said, we're gonna go through an existing door opening, so there was already a lintel there. So we don't have to add a lintel at that location, there was already a door opening. So it's been a challenge, but I think we've addressed it, and I think the subcontractors have all also addressed the concern with those bearing walls.
Good.
And to save the ceiling heights too. We're not, we couldn't drop the ceilings, just
No,
say
the ceilings were sort of
the
low there to
ceilings have
begin
to
with.
stay up. And I think the end result is gonna be very attractive.
The bearing walls are made of what? That they have the
They're masonry, but the other challenge with that bearing wall is what we didn't expect is what that terracotta block that we've been talking about for months and months and months. The terracotta, you can see in the picture there, there's still some terracotta left, which is a very brittle, almost a ceramic-like material. So that's another reason why there was some concern about punching new holes through this terracotta.
What do you replace? What are you punching? What are you patching the holes with?
CMU, which is traditional masonry. And you see on the picture on the right, the new wall that we put in for the physical training is all concrete block. And that is a bearing wall that we put
The
back.
terracotta has been an issue since we opened up the walls here.
Been
No
talking
rhyme
about
or
it.
reason to where it is or isn't, and guys have worked hard to work around that.
You'll see some terracotta left on the left side of the wall.
No, well, considering where we were, This seems like a very, very good solution. And it's gonna cost a little less than we sort of ballparked it, probably. Fair.
We're very confident now that the structure is not compromised.
Yeah, most importantly.
Yeah.
Structural engineers happy,
Yeah.
we're all happy.
Structural
Yeah.
engineers,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be great to have
Great.
it collapse after we finish.
All right,
All right. That's great. Thank you. So I'll just continue in a couple little more photos here to get past a little bit of we got here. So this is the outside. At the back, obviously, you can see the steel is up. This is our first round of steel. That's the canopy for the carport area there. That's the roof ceiling right there for the Sallyport area. This is where the new storage garage is there, and then the jail cell back in that corner there with the CMU. You can see there, which is the corridor and stairwell area. If you zoom
Hey,
out. Yep.
Can you do me a favor? For the guys who are going to refurbish this building 100 years from now, I want the drawings to reflect something different than where these foundations actually are. Just sort of, just a little thing here. Just throw them a little curveball with a little.
I see what you're doing there. I hear you. All right. And no, I don't have anything in my eye. I hear you.
Okay.
All right. And then you can even see up top there, that's the cupola. We've built a little platform around the cupola. It's been stripped down and we're beginning to start to waterproof it. We've got some roofing flashing that went in, and we're preparing for the delivery of the next round of material to work there. So we're in our next photo. I think the next photo is again just kind of showing you a little area there so you can see we poured the slabs, the final bit of slabs on the left, which is kind of like the processing area for the jail cells. On the right is the rest of the men's locker room, and it's like a little processing room. It's all part of kind of what's going on down below there. And then that you can see the corridor that leads you right into the lower level. The old corridor, that's the original corridor there, and then to the right where that ladder is where the stairwell will be. That will get you up to the main level through a door. There's a door right in there you can see. So this is again zooming out ladder. This is kind of like where we are. This is our main focus today. We have the planks are being delivered today. So we've got 2 rounds of deliveries. We got 2 trucks coming today with the first round of planks. And then we got 3 trucks coming tomorrow with the next round of planks. And then we'll be able to then finish that top coating, grouting in those planks, and then revisit the steel and come back and put the remaining steel up. So we've got some good activity out there, again, with our critical path being getting the planks up, grouted, and finishing the steel as our critical path. All right, any questions?
For the floor structure, it's precast concrete planks wherever there's occupied space. Wherever there's not, it's just a roof. That'll be metal deck and insulation. So the carport will just have a metal deck, Sallyport will have a metal deck. But wherever we have occupied space, it's precast concrete plank. And then you pour a concrete topping slab on the precast plank to provide a level surface that matches the existing building. So that'll be a concrete floor.
All right.
And Scott, while we have you, any comments from neighbors?
Not as of yet. I reached out to Alec yesterday. We're coordinating, as you can see to the left over here. And Larry, look at the other photo. Yeah, over back behind there. We've got to get back in that corner to get some block in. So I've been working with Alec. We spoke yesterday, and we're coordinating an effort to work to get in and out of there without disrupting their operations, which we believe we have a good plan for that.
Thank you.
All right, so that's where we are. What do you got next?
Question on the shed.
Right, so again, it's not in our way now where it is on us. We're working with we've got a couple people we're trying to get to some numbers. We had one guy came with a number, but then he came and said, no, I need to change it. So he's getting a new number on that. I've now have reassigned the site team to get it. He's looking to rent a pair of forks long enough to get in there, so we're doing that. So we're getting there with the shed. Again, we're trying to focus on the task here, but certainly the shed is not forgotten.
Who wants to go through the numbers log? Is that you, Scott or Larry?
Yeah, Larry will run that show here. So
We'll
we
share
went
this.
through that last night, and we should be in good shape.
All right. So I sent it out last night. There are, let me go through a couple new ones on the log, and that we have since last meeting, which is 2 weeks ago. There are a couple things that I've added onto the sorry, 1 second. So the new one is the let's go through the yellow. The new one is the additional conduits that we walk with Eversource. So a couple weeks ago we walked with Eversource, the utility company, where the new transformer the new transformer location. They while they were looking at the site condition, and they wanted new conduits for the primary from the utility post to the transformer, since we are bringing the grade up. So that's this is their request, and so we have added a estimated number onto it. The next one added is the ASI number 29. There's some there's a wall in the record room need to be extended for the I think furniture coordination, and then some cleanup when the existing bathroom in the dispatch area to get the bathroom accessories and to facelift a little bit on the to match what we have for the new bathroom. The next one is the a new coordination between the IT and the future technology, where that we provision that there's going to be some continuity from the floor box to all the TV monitor in those in both conference room and the EOC room. So there's a hold in our budget for some kind of communication coordination. So talking to Joe previously, and we believe that adding a couple conduits at this point will be helpful. Any future technology might come. It's cheaper cost right now than in the future to add some stuff in there if we need it. The next one is the there's a couple of light fixtures on in the interior. There was some spec coordination and a clarification. We know there's some light fixtures there, but there wasn't like a clarify on the spec. So we have we're gonna use just the construction contingency on those. It's only two light fixtures. We believe we owe something, but it's we just clarified the specification on that. The next one is the wood trim finishes in the stairwell, in both stairwell. The radius window previously was a I think it's a aluminum windows. Now that we have matched the all the other windows where there's wood a trim inside within the window itself. It will be, it's the wood trim added to butt up to the new window instead of a plaster. It would get a better finish look to it. And the last one is one of the requests was to delete some millwork, one of the millwork desks in the dispatch area. We're just getting the pricing to present to the design team and see if that's worthwhile for it.
Hey, Larry,
Okay.
on that PCO 77, you said that originally that had sheetrock returns into the aluminum frame.
Correct. That was the original the design intent. Yes.
And then so now are you building out the jam and trimming it off in wood?
Yeah, kind of. There's a detail to fill in that space so that we
Wood
can then
blocking.
put the wood blocking in so that we can then create that
Yeah.
clean trim finish around the outside. So it's
Okay.
a little bit of a depth item and a width.
Okay. And so this is, if we didn't do anything, what would be included? Just sheetrock return, right?
Yeah, just a sheet rock return. Yeah, that would end in against that edge of that window frame.
Okay. And does this come through Brian's office then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we initiated this request. And if you look back on your PCO log to PCO 2, which goes back to the beginning of the project,
Yep,
we had
change.
window type B product change at 53,713.
Right.
This is related to that PCO 2.
Right. This is just the last step of changing that window, the big windows, at the end of the side.
In both stairwells, the half round windows. Now you do have an option on this. You can say, I'll just take the window with a plaster return like it is now. But when we changed that window from aluminum to wood, I changed the trim to match all the other wood windows in the building.
It would look stupid if you didn't change it.
In my opinion, it would look stupid if you didn't be consistent with all the wood windows and all the wood trim. So it is related back to when you decided to change that window from aluminum to wood. They are related.
Yeah.
Are those windows, they're at the north and south end?
Are those windows they're at the north and south end, and are they in the stairwells?
They are in stairwells.
See them from the hall. The only time you see them is when they're in the stairwell.
In the stairwell.
Correct.
They're big. They're big time.
They're
Yeah.
big. So, I had a question about 76 and 78.
Yes.
So which fixtures are we talking about there?
Type are two fixtures in the public lobby that provide downlight at the dispatch window and at the records window. We had them on our drawings, but we didn't have them in the fixture schedule. So there was some cross connect on what they were buying. We still requested that they put them in. So they asked for more clarification on what the type needs to be. And they are installing them, but now they have to connect them into the lighting control panels.
So they don't match the lobby lighting fixtures, right? These are.
No, these are just
these in
downlights.
The working area.
In the soffits, we have additional downlights over the,
Like this kind of.
Correct.
Yeah.
correct.
Right, but this is all part of making that whole entrance a little bit friendlier and more, you want the lighting right. Okay.
It's bringing light at those public service locations. The other lighting in the room is central to the room. So if you're at the window, you would just have light to the back of the person at the transaction window. You really want some light on their face.
Right, okay, oh, good. So we're gonna get what you thought was appropriate.
And that's why this is done out of the contingency. Because we have some information, we didn't have enough, we clarified it. And they're taking the change out of the contingency.
So, and then on the, right, okay, and then on the desk, the millwork desk at
Yes.
dispatch, can you just tell us a little bit, are they replacing that with the,
We were trying to incorporate a pass-through drawer at dispatch. And
Oh.
having a pass-through drawer requires a little piece of casework to accommodate the drawer section. it can't work on its own without something to receive the drawer. In the design and looking at it further, the dispatch center has a raised floor compared to the public side of the window.
Was
So
that for like conduit and stuff?
they have an elevated floor in there and they're running electrical under it into the consoles. So there is a raised section at the dispatch. So in order to make this drawer work for the public, you have to have it ADA accessible. If that drawer then comes into dispatch, it would be very low for them to use it. And more conversations with the police department, they just felt that having the drawer wasn't necessary at that location. We do still have the drawer on the records window. We don't have the floor difference in records. The floor is the same as the public lobby. So we've eliminated the drawer. And with eliminating the drawer, we don't need this piece of casework anymore. And we've converted that transaction window to just have a pass-through similar to what they have now at their temporary location. So they do have an ability to pass papers back and forth, just nothing that's a large item. So there's a question whether they should be bringing large items into the dispatch center anyway. So it seemed to work for the needs
You
of
can
the
do
police
like a
department.
piece of paper or something.
If you need to pass paper back, you can. Through a bullet resistant transaction.
Okay.
So it was a change in the design to eliminate the drawer, go to a pass like they have currently, and then taking that piece of millwork out of the dispatch center actually helped with the consoles going back. They didn't have to work around this piece of millwork. So it worked for a number of reasons to get rid of that component.
And did you actually have the pass-through for the paper before? Did you add that in after you took out the drawer?
We modified the design of the window for the pass-through at the same time we eliminated the drawer. So
It'll
that,
actually be easy for people who just have to do paper. It would actually be a lot easier than it was with the drawer.
We never had it for, but we previously, we always had just a little pass-through window, which is excellent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this
All right.
basically gives us where.
so we caught this in enough time. We didn't order it and then have to return it. We just changed the order before the order was placed. And that's why there's a credit here for changing the design.
Okay, great.
Anything else for Turner before we go to G?
The records window, the records wall and the dispatch bathroom. A little explanation on that. At the records wall, we have to fatten the wall out to get around column. There's an existing column in one of the walls of records, so it's a fatter wall at records. We returned the drywall back at the column. But when we were doing the furniture coordination, there needs to be 2 workstations in records. So right where the first workstation wants to be is where the wall jogged back, and it created not a consistent wall to put the desk up against. So I've asked to continue that bump out of the wall so we can have the workstation up against a solid wall instead of a void behind the desk. So it was really a coordination with furniture that we're extending that thicker wall. And if anybody wants to see that today, I can show you where that occurs. The dispatch bathroom, the dispatch for us was always an area of the building we were going to do minimal renovations. So we did not anticipate that we were going to change out the toilet accessories in that bathroom, being paper towel dispensers, toilet paper dispensers, mirrors. We were leaving what was in there. Well, now that we're looking at what the drawings are saying for plumbing, it was asking for all the plumbing fixtures to be removed and replaced and new tile to go into that room. So with all of that scope happening, I just didn't feel it appropriate to put back old toilet accessories. So for the dispatch bathroom, all we're buying is new toilet accessories to go with the new fixtures and new tile. That's good. So we're not doing anything to the construction which is on the drawings. We're just supplementing it with new toilet accessories.
Thank you. Good.
Good.
Shoes still on it.
Anything else, Scott, Larry, before we go to Jake?
No, I think we're good.
I got some finalized some numbers in here. One of the things I carry, I think $21,000 in this line. Just want to let you know, I move it down because I put in that wood trim window. The $19,000 was in this number, so I took that out. That's why they came down. If you compare to the last report, and then some of them just finalizing the cost and working with the Joe and Brian and Gene to finalize the changeover for now. And that's all the
I
changes.
think that's it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Gene?
Good morning. I'll just share my screen real quick to take a quick look at the soft costs. So I haven't gone thoroughly through the report that was sent last night, but I did include the cost for the additional PCO 74 to, it should be 78 there, not 87. And then, so our contingency right now on the owner side is $982,596. What isn't shown in Turner's report right now, and Larry, or correct me if I'm wrong, I did include a $40,000 hold for the cooling system for the water tower data room site. Is that right, Larry? You don't have any money in there encumbered, right?
I don't have it. I was trying to figure out if it's going through this or not. But yes, I wasn't. I did not put it there yet.
Okay, so I know we're going to spend some money. There's been some budgets floating around. We're working with Turner right now on what the best option is for that, as well as Joe. So our number's a little bit off from what theirs is, just to encumber that additional cost. So that brings that number down to $982,000.
And I guess this is the first time the building committee's heard about that, so you can give us a little color on that.
We also need a generator in that room.
Yeah, I think when they relocated some of the data over to the water tower site, the existing room that was in there, they basically added more gear in there. And there's an old through the wall system cooling that space, which was undersized. It's old and almost doubling up the capacity of the equipment in that room. There was a need to basically add additional cooling. You need to keep that space at a certain temperature. Actually, I don't even know if there is that actually a cooling system in there now, or is it just a fan?
It's kind of like an exhaust fan that's regulated by a thermostatic temperature switch.
Yeah. So there's a desire, it's not a luxury. It's a need to cool that room down for it to function correctly. So Turner had their mechanical contractor go out there and look at what would be needed, and I think they looked at was it 3 or 4 ton system to put in there, and we're trying to price up the electrical to go along with it. So that's kind of where that money's coming from.
So this is the water tower at Waveney.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct. So originally, when we decided to move this location, this was included in the estimate that was whatever it was that, don't quote me on it. It was like the $200 and something thousand to move it. It was contemplated in a budget. It was going to be funded. Part of it has been funded from old radio communications project. We did just get an email from Ann and the bond council people that the bond is too old to be able to fund this one from it. So it's appropriate that it's in the project somewhere. So whether the funding source ends up being this project or another project or another effort from the town is kind of in limbo at this particular moment.
It's just, so is this going to be an improvement that helps all the equipment? I mean, the air conditioning at the water towers, just makes the water tower better
So the water
24 hours?
tower was basically like a satellite site before.
Right.
And all the main brains were over at the PD. Now the main brains are over at the water tower site. So there's a lot more equipment in there. So it definitely increases the life of the equipment, especially the batteries, to keep it cooler. It is functioning now with the exhaust fan, but you don't want humans in there to have to work on it for like 5 hours when it's 90 degrees. And two, your batteries don't last as long and it's harder on the equipment. I think it's rated for up to like 115 degrees, but you don't want that room to be 115 degrees because you'll go through all the UPS and all that's kind of, the batteries just die quicker.
So that's where we're putting the main brains now. Are we putting any cameras or security there? Do we feel like we need it?
We will.
Okay.
We also need a generator on that. Right now, we're relying on Verizon's generator, the neighboring room's generator, to supply emergency electricity. So we need to have our own generator there.
And how long-term an agreement do we have with the owners of the water tower to have our equipment there? In town?
I don't think it's forever, as far as long as the water tower's there.
Okay, I thought wasn't there some controversy where they were gonna throw us
Where
off
was
the water tower at one point?
They were gonna paint it, and so there was a discussion about that.
There was talk that I think what you're thinking of is there was talk that Aquarian was basically getting out of the cell phone business and kicking everyone off the towers.
Right.
Because of the fact that people, welded stuff to the side of their tanks and then caused some problems for them. But they since resolved that issue and they're continuing in the business of cell phone towers. And the radio towers, I think, even if there was something they did with cell phone towers, I think we'd still be able to, we have a relationship with Aquarian that I don't think they would ever kick us off.
Yeah, and there, again, we do have budget, we do have some budget for all that. We just haven't reconciled yet, so I'm just being a little conservative with the numbers still. Until we have a chance to fully look at all the expenses on that Waveney move.
Well, it's been a while since we talked about all that technology stuff over there anyway, so it's nice to get a little refresher.
Yep, that's all I have to report.
Okay, good. Good. Anything else, the update world, Joe?
I don't think so. I think so. We're gonna meet right after this meeting to look at finishes.
I have a whole car full of finishes and paint colors and carpet, and all of this is what's been specified. So we're only to review. If anybody's interested in stopping by, I'm gonna go from here to the building. And I can pull out the sample box and go through all of the coordinated finishes. Because what you're seeing now is just the start of final finishes going in the building. You're starting to see tile going in, you're starting to see some walls being painted. But I can offer what the other complementary finishes will be that go along with the colors. Just paint alone, we have 13 different colors going throughout the building. So it's not just a 1 or 2 color paint scheme. It's 13 colors across 3 floors. So I have any of that or all of that, if anybody's interested, or
Well,
just.
I'll go. Yeah, we just had a question about that one round.
Yep, and I have that and the coordinating carpet that's gonna come with it and all of the wood that's gonna be trimming out the windows. So we can talk about the whole room as it relates to the brown.
Where are you gonna be? Where?
I can start on the main floor.
No, trailer. Are you gonna be in the trailer? Where are you gonna be?
Where
Do
should we?
you wanna meet in the trailer? We should meet in the
If you
trailer.
wanna use the basement, the mess, we can that meeting room down.
I think we have to go into the building.
I'm planning on being in the building, so we can start at the trailer, would be good.
We'll meet at the trailer. Okay.
You'll be able to meet
Do you have
Alec
somebody
and team.
from police?
I can meet with EMS. Any questions from, any questions from?
Yeah, we might get the same reaction.
Colors? Yeah.
Just the one.
You're welcome to
Like
come by.
everything
And,
No brown.
else. Yeah, we like apples. I
No
love
problem.
everything. Not my favorite. But it might be,
John has to work in there. I mean, is it your favorite?
I don't even know what brown. It's I work for Tan for
Yeah.
So we're meeting with hard hats at the construction trailer, park at the Methodist Church, and head over there. Then after our meeting, you're gonna head over to,
I have time to talk with EMS and even any questions from the police department if you're interested in any of the details up till this point. I do feel good about the way the project's going. I don't see, knock on wood, that there's any hurdles that we have in front of us. It's always nice to see the steel going up, but also we have to realize we're still not out of the ground because Eversource is now requesting new conduits to go in for primary power. All that still has to be underground. So we're not 100% out of the ground yet, but we're getting very close.
Is that street, from the street into the building? Is that?
It's from the utility pole on
Yeah.
South Avenue to the transformer. Yeah, if you ask the question, of course, they're gonna probably say, yeah, put it in new. The fact that we're moving the transformer location has now had Eversource say, since you're moving the location, we're now requesting new conduits continuously from the pole to the transformer.
Any disruption in the schedule of the switch box and all that other stuff?
Oh, I'll defer that to,
Larry, anything new on the switching?
The switch gear, we're not scheduled to ship out today, from El Paso, Texas. I forgot to mention earlier, but yes, right now I got a confirmation this Monday saying they are still scheduled to ship out this today, the 25th.
From Texas.
So we are expecting to be here maybe next week. The worst case scenario, the week after. We are going to have the transformer pad. No transformer. The switchgear pad, everything for by next week to anticipating that coming in. So right now, barring any setback, we should have that switchgear coming within next 2 weeks.
Okay, and the new generator?
It's still targeting to shipping out in the end of September. So anticipating to be receiving on October, early part of October.
Okay, going forward, we have a meeting scheduled for August 8th and for August 22nd. Hopefully, we won't have 2 meetings in August. I'm just, we'll foreshadow that a little bit. But we won't cancel anything yet, but I can't imagine us having 2 meetings in August. So. Anything else before we adjourn? All right.
I guess the only one other thing, kind of background is we're gonna be painting the steel for the topping out next week. We had a little bit of weather issues. We didn't want to paint this week, so we're painting the steel Monday, Tuesday, and we could have people out here probably the end of the week of the 12th. It looks like around maybe the 13th or 14th of August. We'll be looking to kind of put that last piece of steel up. Joe, we can work on kind of understanding what a topping out is gonna look.
Okay, just send me an email and I'll send it out to everyone.
Perfect.
When it's there and able to be signed.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
With vacations, I can't be here August 22nd. I'm just in terms of quorum. I don't
Okay.
know what other people are traveling. If you want to do a quick survey round, maybe everybody else is going
Yeah,
to be here. for
yeah,
both.
that's a good idea. As far as the 8th or the 22nd of August? Okay,
I'll miss the 8th,
you missed the 8th.
maybe the 26th.
You have no lifetime, I think. All right. Yeah, I'm actually out in August except for the 8th and the 22nd. I don't know that. Nick, Michael, you guys okay for 8th or 22nd? Does it matter to you guys?
Yep. I'm good with both dates.
Same here.
Okay, so you got quorum. That's
Okay,
good.
all right, good. Let's, I guess motion to adjourn has happened. Let's adjourn and talk colors over at the trailer. Thank you, guys.